Mara ran. She burst out the back door and straight into the fog, not even knowing why. Instinct, maybe. Whatever was happening, staying inside hadn't protected anyone else. The thick, white vapor swallowed her whole in seconds. It was so dense she could barely see her own hands held up in front of her face, and then she heard them. Voices. Dozens of them. Crying, begging, calling out for help. She recognized them. Sheriff Dalton. Old Man Turner. Heir. Mother. Their desperate pleas all layered over one another in a chaotic symphony of fear. She spun in circles, completely disoriented. Help me. Over here. It's right behind you. Suddenly, the fog thinned just enough for her to see shapes moving in the mist. People stood all around her. Dozens of her fellow townsfolk. But something was terribly wrong. Their faces were blank, just smooth, featureless expanses of skin where their eyes, noses, and mouths should have been. And yet, she could still hear their voices perfectly clear. They all stepped closer in a single, silent, synchronized movement. Mara looked down, and the ground beneath her feet wasn't grass anymore. It was glass. A vast sheet of mirrors stretching out in every direction. Her own reflection stared back up at her, but it wasn't her. Its face was gone, smooth and blank like the others, and it was smiling. A bone-deep coldness spread through Mara's body. The faceless reflection lifted a hand. Tueroro, her own hand moved with it, completely against her will. "No," she gasped, her voice trembling. The reflection's smooth face began to ripple, as if something was pushing from underneath. Eyes pressed outward from beneath the skin. A mouth tore open like wet paper. And in her own voice, it spoke. "Thank you for letting me in." The mirror beneath her feet shattered into a million pieces, and the fog, and all the voices within it, went utterly still. 2 weeks later, the fog finally lifted from the town of Blackridge Hollow. Search parties found no bodies. No blood, no sign of a struggle. Just empty homes filled with shattered mirrors, all except one. Mara Ellison's house. She was found sitting calmly at her kitchen table. Alive. Unharmed. But she was different. At first, she wouldn't speak, just stared with empty eyes. When the doctors finally got her to respond, she offered a faint, unsettling smile. Her voice sounded almost normal. "There was nothing in the fog," she told them gently. "Just our reflections." That night, in the hospital, a nurse walking past her room heard whispering. She peeked inside. Mara was standing in front of the small bathroom mirror, speaking softly to her own image. The nurse froze in terror. Because the reflection in the mirror wasn't copying her movements, it stood perfectly still, just watching. And where Mara's face should have been reflected in the glass, there was nothing at all. The fog returned to Blackridge Hollow the following winter, and this time it brought more voices.